Hey guys, so I wasn't planning to record something because I was feeling a little sick, but uh, fuck it, let's do it. So in this case, I decided to make the code review of this application, React Redux Firestore Auth, the one that I showed the previews before, because at first I was like, okay, let's do the MobX code review first, but I want to show you how works first with React and Redux, and then the next week I will show you how it works with React and MobX. Okay, because there are some differences, and I want to show them first. I want to show you first the how I wanted to implement it and how I ended up doing the MobX. And because at first I was going to do something similar to this, but you will see later. So let's start, and first of all, this one has a Firestore authentication. So in this case I kept this one here. So if I click this, okay, let's open the console. If I click that, the create new post, I'm going to be redirected to the welcome back login here, although you could use the sign in. Okay, sign in is about creating an account. So if I click create new post, okay, forget about this. So okay, let's see what I'm getting. Okay, since I'm well, I will show you later. Well, the thing is, I'm consoling this if there's no user, so user is not set, and I'm returning an object on the dispatch. What the hell is this? On add post. Okay, let me refresh this so I can get because I added a few posts. So let me go to create post, and I'm getting this. Why I'm consoling the state of the application, because I want to show you, okay, this part, this user, so you can understand what I'm doing, okay, and what I'm returning here. So let's go to the code, and let's first start with Redux. Okay, so okay, what should I do? Okay, let's start with the fetching. Here, React Firebase Auth Redux redirects to the main page, main component. So here is where I'm consoling the posts. Okay, these are the posts. So let's go to components and main. Oh, but first of all, I forgot to show you what I got on my package.json, so you can see what I got. I got Axios, but I didn't use it. Okay, because I'm fetching everything using Firebase. So I got Redux and Redux Tongue. Okay, you can see the versions here, and React Redux, of course. So, of course, also React routers, since I'm using that. So, in case you were wondering what I'm using, so you can see that. And what am I going to do? Let's close this first, because I'm kind of lost. As I said, I'm kind of sick, so but I want to record this since maybe I won't get the time to do it later this week. So let's go to Firebase. Okay, so you should already know how to implement this. Okay, you get your configuration on your Firebase console. Okay, So once you get your configuration, you paste it here and you initialize the app, and then we export this Firebase constant. Okay, that is going to be the whole set. Okay, so once here is initialized, and we can export that. So that keeps it in its own place, and we can actually start with the reducers. You can see, you should already know most of these things, you know, how to use the reducers and how Redux works, or at least have an idea of how it works. So I won't go in detail of how this is implemented. So in the previous you can see how I implemented this the reducers and the actions, or at least one. So let's go to fetch Firestore post. This is the action. So here I'm importing Firebase, okay, from my config, and I'm just going to dispatch, in this case, the fetch Firestore post that is going to have the posts that are coming from Firebase Firestore, and the collection name that is posts, that is this one. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. I'm using an empty array. I'm pushing onto that the posts, okay, for each one that is found in the document. Okay, so I'm consoling those posts, so you can see I'm getting 2 right now. Okay, the data and the ID, you can see here the content and the title. Okay, later I will show you how to implement the file storage, so you can upload files. It will be with Angular, okay, because I like using Angular for this kind of projects, but really the implementation is the same in React. So okay, what I was saying. So this is the fetching, or the action that is going to fetch the posts. So we already have here the reducer for that. Okay, that is, I think it's first reducer. Okay, that's fetching the first post. In this case, my initial state is just an empty array. Okay, so I will show you this for the user, of course, but once we get there. Now, in the main, what I'm doing here, I'm just injecting, okay, or better said, connecting my props, okay, and my actions to my component. So we use match dispatch props to get the action, okay, or in this case the reducer, because this fetch post is the name we got, is the alias we are using to call this fetch Firestore posts. That this is coming, that's the action, this is coming from here, okay, fetch Firestore post, and it's coming from this file fetch Firestore post, that is this one, and you can see that is the one we are using to fetch our posts. Okay, so let's go back. I don't know why VS Code is opening the same I mean other document in the same page, but okay, let's go back to main. So that's that. Remember that this is fetching the posts, and we need to add an alias, okay, in order to reference that action. Okay, so we're passing that match dispatch to props. Okay, so we can dispatch the action, and we are matching or we're adding the props into this name Firestore post, sorry. So it's getting the state, okay, and the Firestore reducer, that the Firestore reducer is this one. Okay, remember that in case you still don't know, let's go back to reducers, and we have this Firestore reducer, okay? And we're using the name Firestore reducer that is the same as this one, okay? Just for the sake of it, it's the same name. And this one is referencing this file, Firestore reducer. That Firestore reducer is this one, and this one is this is what we are getting. Okay, so remember that when we fetch, it's going to return the state, the new state. Okay, so that is what we are getting. This freaking thing. That's what we are getting here. We are getting this Firestore and the post that is inside the reducer. Okay, this one. So that's it. And the only thing left is when the component mounts, we call the action. Okay, call the action that fetch post, and remember that we are using this alias to reference this one. Okay, this fetch Firestore post that is inside our actions, and we are returning that. We're mapping through the posts, and we are not consoling, sorry, but we are injecting the post into the DOM. Okay, so that is the first part. So let's actually, okay, let's go to sign in and login that are essentially the same. So I'm just going to go with, well, I'll show you both. Why not? So let's go first to the action. I'm going to skip the reducers because you will get the file and you will see, I mean the application on my repo, and you will be able to see the names, and you know, these names are the same as we are using here for the imports. So you will get that once you get the file. But I'm not going to go into detail because I will be returning to this file and showing you where it's coming from, so you can see the files are the ones here on the reducers. Okay, and these are the actual reducers that are setting the initial state and are going to match the action, okay, to return the changed state. So in this case, let's go to login Firestore user, or better said, to keep the flow, to create a user. We can create sorry, we can create a user. So let's say I think I got another user. Authentication users. I got someone at Hotmail. Okay, and let's add another one so you can see another user at Hotmail. I'm not checking if it's a valid email, or you can do that. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, create an account. I'm not even redirecting, or this is you can do all that if you want. Okay, that you should be able to redirect. So this is just a test, and once I finish that, I got a project. I got work, so I ended up skipping a lot of steps that are purely UI and that shit. So this is returning the user. Okay, you can see the operation type. This is returning the user, and we should have the email that is not verified. You know how to verify the email if you saw my Angular 7 and Firebase Auth, so you know how to verify this in case you need it. So we are getting this, and if we refresh the console, okay, we can see another user at hotmail.com, and right now I think I didn't implement that. So let me refresh. So in case I've signed in, which it seems that I forgot to implement that, or I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think I know. Let's log in, or let's use another user 2 that at hotmail.com. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Because let me check this. Okay, we're getting redirected. An error occur because something. Let me try that again. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, we create an account, and okay, we are not able to, although we are getting the user. Why I forgot to do that? Oh, maybe I'm not checking if the user is set once I'm authenticated or once the well, maybe this is not finished as I thought. So I think I forgot, right? No. We're passing the user. So this is the action. It's going to use the Firebase that we are importing, the auth module, and create user with email and password, passing the email and the password, and consoling the user. But this should, I'm not dispatching anything here. So let me copy this, because this should set, yeah, to do add the dispatch. Okay, I forgot about that shit. Okay, so this, in this case, well, you will see how I fix, or how I try to fix this. This one is the, I need to see create user Firestore, create user action. Okay, we need to dispatch that, and we need to pass that. Okay, let's see. So let me delete these ones. Delete, sure. I'm going to keep mine and delete this one. Okay. I need some testing. Okay. So let's actually refresh this, and let's go to sign in and use another email or someone at Hotmail. 1 2 3. Okay. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I think that's right. Nice. Okay. So you can see that it changed because it was not changing. I forgot to actually dispatch the user, the create action, and to pass that user, because what I'm doing is checking whether this is an empty object or if this has the keys that correspond to an, well, that this keys. Okay, you can see, let me go to create new post. Okay, it's not working right now. It's still getting the user because I forgot to do that, but you will see what is going on with this. Okay, as you can see, this change was triggered, okay, because I'm checking if the user, okay, let me actually go to the nav, because this is let me go to the main, no, to the header, and let's actually go into what we are checking. Okay, that I was going to wait for that, but let's go to the auth. In the components, I got this folder or this directory called auth, and I got this auth.js. Okay, so let's click this, and this is what we are using in order to check. Okay, so let me log out. Okay, it's not doing shit, so let's refresh. So this should work with this. Let me use mine. That is saying 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's log in. Okay, you can see that I'm being redirected, and I'm consoling the credentials that I got from Firebase. Okay, Now, if I click create new post, I'm able to create a new post. Why? Okay, let me check. So let's say create post. We're redirected here, and we can add another post. Okay. So in case I log out, everything changes, the state changes, and if I go to create new post, I'm redirected to login. Okay. You can see that it kind of flashes here. Okay. So this component, this auth component, is a higher order component that is accepting. Okay, well, you'll see. So we need to, well, I define this constant auth that is receiving a component. Okay, and we are checking if when the component is mounted, if this props that user. Okay, remember the user is I'm getting user is not set because I'm consoling this here. Okay, I'm checking. Okay, let me refresh this so it's not all that. Okay, this is the whole state because I'm doing that, and these are all the props. Okay, I'm consoling that so you can see the change. This user is what is being checked right now. We have an empty object. Okay, so in case I go to login, that I'm on login and I add my credentials. Okay, I'm getting this console is from Firebase. Okay, it has nothing to do with my props right now. So if I go to create new post, you can see that I'm consoling again those props, and the change now is that this user that we have in the state has the data from our user. Okay, so we are checking that. I'm checking if the object is not empty. Okay, if the keys are not equal to 0, that well, in this case it's the inverse. So if the keys of the user are 0, meaning is an empty, meaning user is this. Okay, it's an empty object. We're consoling this is the user is not set, and we are going to use a router to push to the login component. Okay, to redirect to the login component. Let me remove this. Okay, and this is what it's doing. This component did mount. Okay, now if everything goes right, meaning the user has keys, okay, that this is not an empty object, we're going to render, okay, the component that, let's go to the, okay, let's first do this. We're going to render the component we are going to pass. Okay, so this component is getting a component, and we are checking if we are going to if the user is set, it's not an empty object, and if the user is set, meaning that it has the keys. Okay, we're going to render the component we are passing into this higher order component. So we need to connect, in order to get this props user, we need to connect, okay, the state with the router. So in this case, this is just coming from the login Firestore user. Okay, we need rerouter because we are going to redirect. So we are going to get this user from a state. Okay, this one is the reducer. Remember that login Firestore user. Okay, this is the login. That's why it's only working in the login. Okay, and we are setting this type of action, and we are returning the state. Check that if the user is this, will be redirected to the login. Okay, so this is the user that we are getting. So let me check. Where was I? Oh, here. Okay, so we're connecting that. So in this case, I change this to log in. Okay, and I add the signed in. So we used to state that, no, what was the name? Query Faster. This should be the one, right? Because I'm kind of no. Okay, see, yeah, it's this one. Okay, you can see the login Firestore user is this freaking thing. Is this one? Okay, so we're getting create Firestore user, and inside that we have this user that is what we are going to get or what we want to listen to. Okay, that user. So it's not going to work now because I changed the name. So this is going to be logged in. Okay, and let's actually check if this or sign in. Okay, so let's log in. Let's see if nothing breaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Login. Okay, it takes 1 second, but okay, we can no. Sign in is going to log in or sign in. Okay, okay, this should be working. Why is it not working? Or am I doing something wrong? So let's just check one thing. Since I'm actually doing this right now, so let's try to finish it. So we have another user. Let's remove this. Yep. So it takes a second just to add another one. Remove this. Yes. So someone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 create an account. Create post. Okay. We're not getting that because I made a mistake. This props.login. Am I doing it right? So that's why I don't like to do this when I'm sick, because my mind is like, you know. Okay, let's say login. Let's log in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should work. Okay, it works. I'm maybe using the wrong, the wrong logic. So which is okay. Let me wrap this. Okay, if this is an empty object, I need to say or object keys. No, I might need to add another okay, I know what I'm going to do. Let's do this. Let's actually do this. If sign in, so it's going to check sign in, and it's going to do the same. So you can check for both. So let's sign in. Okay, let's refresh this. someone, okay, I'm deleting that one, and someone 1 2 3 4 5 6 create an account and create a post and start getting the user because I'm making something wrong. Sign in user. Oh, it's checking. Okay, I see what is going on. Okay, I see what is going on. Okay, so I'm going to skip this because I want to check what's going on with this. So you can see the idea, okay? Okay. Okay, I could say I wanted to check for a set or a match that if this thing is 0, okay, if it's empty, it means the user is not logged in. So we will need to add here okay, let me explain this better. So let me remove this so we can work with only login. Okay. So let me explain what is going on. So in case we log in, since we should return the props 1 2 3 4 5 6 login. Okay, let's go to create post and we can add something. Okay, so let me show you what is going on. We got this sign in, okay, that is being checked. Okay, so in the case the user logs in, the sign in is going to be empty and the login is going to be it's going to have the user. But let's log out and let's add another user, and let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 using the same login. Okay, and an error. Let me see. Okay, let's go to sign in, to add it again. 1 2 3 4 5 6 create account. Okay, we're getting this. You can also add your the errors, so I didn't do that. So let me go to create. So you can see that even though the user is signing in, okay, and because it's doing the same, it's checking if the user has something. I know what we. Okay, I will show you that. You will need to add that, okay? Because I'm going to show you how I did with this, and it's why it's working with both. But I forgot to add it there, so I'm not going to add it right now. But I will show you. Let me show you this again. In the case the user is signing in, okay, the sign in is going to store the user, and we could do no, that wouldn't, that would be a pain in the butt. So let me show you what I did, because I'm kind of this will be the same thing, okay, to check the props. Okay, we can do that, just I don't want to waste more time, but it's the same thing. Let me copy this should work here. Let me remove that. So we are getting login and sign in, that in this case are camel case. Okay, let's say that, and let's get the this if statement. log in, log in, and let's match it to 0. So that should solve the problem. Okay, let me delete this once more. If not, you can see the idea, and I'm going to continue with the rest of the code review. Okay, let's sign in with someone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Create an account. Gain that, and I'm not getting the. It's doing the same actually. So you will need to get this login, okay, to work. So let's revert this. So I'm not going to. Okay. Right now we're checking login. You will need to check for a match that if the user is signed in, then it's not using this login. Okay, if the user use this sign in, this login is going to be empty. Okay, and you need to match that behavior so you can add the same functionality to the login into the sign in. But that's the only thing you will need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's the only thing you will need to do. To find a match, when the user is signing, okay, when the user uses the login, it's going to get this login added, and the sign in is going to be false, or it's going to be an empty array, an empty object, I mean, and you will need to check for that combination in case the user uses the login instead of the sign in. And if the user uses the sign in, this will be populated and this one will be empty, and you will need to check for that. So that's the only thing you will need to do, and you have all the functionality here. So you will need to check the what did I say? Combination, okay, for the login and sign in variable stored in the state. So I will check this, and once I got the solution, okay, because I will need some testing, just some logical testing, nothing more. That will take a few hours just to make sure everything is working. I will add another video, but let's continue because this is getting freaking long. So okay, let's keep with login. You can see the functionality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, login. And we are getting the user. The user is passed to the state, so we are getting that, and we are able to add another post. Let's say third post, and this is the third post. Okay, so we can see that change, and let's go to the database. And you can see the change. Okay, so let's go back to the code and let's finish this. So you can see the login. Let me show you the login component. So it's the same. We are just going to match, in this case, the action that is coming from this login Firebase user. And don't worry too much about the sign-in behavior. I will fix that. So I'm using this email and password on the state, and that's what we are going to use, and to fill them with the data inside this email and password that are, let's go to login, that are this email and password. Okay, and we're going to pass that object to the login user, that this login user is only the alias for the action, and this login action is login Firebase user login Firestore. Okay, that is getting the user object, and from that I'm using the email and password to create the sign in with email and password. Okay, and that's it. So the user is able to sign in and log in, but right now the sign in is bugged because we cannot access the create new post because something is blocking, or I'm missing something really stupid and I'm not seeing what is going on. But the only thing I can think right now is the combination of the login and the sign in. Okay, so if one is filled, the other one will be empty, and to check for that, to check if this it should say I don't want to waste more time with this. So what else? In this case, I'm not able to delete. I didn't add the delete did I? No, I didn't. So the delete is going to be sorry if this video is like a mess, but I forgot that I had some issues with this. Not issues, but I thought it was done, but I actually forgot a few things. So I'll fix them and I will add upload another video once I have time. So in case you want to delete, let's try to implement that, shall we? So let's go to, I don't want to implement this thing in the, okay, I will implement that later. So let me come to, okay, let's add it to do here because this is where I'm going to start to do check combination, check logged in and signed in combination. Also add the delete function. The delete function, let me open my repo, okay, on another screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is why also okay, let me go to my repo. It's the same functionality we have with the Angular. I think I added Angular. Okay, let me check one because I don't want to add the action right now. So to show you what I'm talking about, the app is on services. Okay, I'm using I'm checking an Angular. Okay, so this is the what we are. This is my repo. Okay, so to delete a post, we will need to get the document ID. So in this case, let me show you that we should have this document ID. This is what we are getting. This is what we need. Okay, and to add, to call, in this case, it's going to be Firestore collection. The name of the collection, and to pass that document and to delete that. Okay, let me do something. Let me do something really stupid because I don't want to do it like this. But let me add this paragraph to be, not say button. You can change this. Okay, it's going to be on click. This, that, and delete. Let's add this. I always mess the events here and with Angular, so let's say delete. That is going to be this console.log. I know what I'm missing, so delete. Let me add this one here. Okay, I forgot that. Delete, post. Okay, we click delete. It's going to get this. It's going to console that. Okay. So what we can do is actually in this delete. Okay, we will need to get this Firestore import. This is just a temporal fix, or maybe I will upload it like this. Firestore temporal fix. You wanted to see me in this kind of tutorial-ish sheet, so here it is. So let's import Firebase from what the hell is my Firebase and Firebase config. So I'm getting that. Let's actually say Firebase that. Okay, how am I actually getting this? No, it's not this one. Let me copy the code that I got here instead of being guessing. Okay, I need to get the Firestore. That. Okay, Firestore that, and we are on the correct way. Post that. We need to pass the document ID. Okay. So in this delete, we're getting the ID. I was going to use TypeScript. Okay, so we're going to the post ID. We're going to use the post ID. Okay. I was going to say is a a string or shit like that. Doc post ID, and we're going to delete. What was the function again? The delete, and we can console this. Okay, let me get this and let me paste it, and we are missing that period there. So okay, this should work. So here we need to pass the post that ID. Okay. Okay. It's going to so what I'm doing wrong here? Am I passing this one wrong? Or what? So let me check something because I always, as I said, I always mess the no, it's on the header, this freaking React events. So let me check if I'm doing something wrong, which of course I am doing. So how the fuck, because this is not Angular, how the fuck am I going to pass this okay, I'm not ashamed of this React function pass param on click can pass value to method. Let's see what the fuck is going on. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong. So this is not Angular, so I need to do this actually and say this that what was the name, delete, and pass onto that the post ID. Well, is that correct? Okay. So did that delete the entire? You gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm not login. Man, that's why I don't like to. I haven't used React, so I'm liking more now Angular, so it's not an excuse, just that create new post, and let's say if this shit don't do what I'm okay. So I'm guessing I need to pass the event. I mean the handler event. So can I pass the event there, right? Okay, I'm going to fix that fucking shit. So let me add another one and see if that new post added. Okay. So in case I do this, it's going to delete. Let's refresh. No. Okay. Okay. I know what that shit was doing. So, man, I hate all this verbosity. So let's actually push. Let me get this function. This is going. This is a fucking mess. I'm going to load this like that. Fuck it. Okay, I'm going to fix that. So what was? No, it's on this fucking shit. It's on main. Main, and all I want to do is to check if it's going to be redirected. Nope. I'm guessing we need to pass the props to that, right? Man, after being working with Angular for so long, let's go to add post so I can actually see a fucking change. Login. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, create new post. I don't have any post. Tier post. Let's create that. Create another post. A second post. Yeah. Why not? Create post. And if I delete, I'll get redirected here, and I can come back and here and see the changes. Okay, fuck that. So this is the actual function. That's why I didn't want to add it here, because you know how React is. So, but this is the deletion. You can implement that as a with its reducer and its action, okay, and to manage the redirections from there. So I can log out. I can add I can log in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can add new posts. Okay, new post, create new post. It's the same, and I can delete the post and to be redirected here and to go back here and see the changes. Okay, it's a mess. I know it's a mess. It's the first video that goes this wrong. Okay, but yeah, so this would go to do turn this into an action and manage redirect and manage redirections. So okay, what else do I need to do? I'm getting that. The only left thing is to actually be able to check the combination of the sign in. Oh, and as I said here, I already showed you the actions. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. No, it's working. Yeah, that's right, it's working. I just need to change it to an action. So, a first post. Let me go to header. So in this case, the header is changing because I'm checking if the sign in and login inside these props are not equal to 0, which is interesting because it's kind of the same behavior but you know, with the sign in, but maybe I'm doing it wrong because I'm trying to record and to make it fast, but yeah. So let me do one more thing here because I'm going to check it. So let's say else if sign in is equal to 0. So if I go to sign in, and this is the last thing I'm going to do. Okay, someone 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I'm getting this and I cannot get here because the user is not set. So the only thing would be to check a constant. Okay, yeah, would be to check a constant as I'm doing here and checking when the component is mounted. So let me do one more thing on the not header. I don't need this. Oh, so about the login, I'm using sign in with email and password. That is the login way of doing it. And for the logout, I'm just using Firebase Auth sign out, and I'm passing the dispatch login. What the hell? Oh yeah, because I'm setting the user to be empty. Okay. So I'm passing this Firestore user because I didn't want to add another dispatch just for the logout. So I'm passing the dispatch of the user that is going to get the user is going to return the user back to this empty object. Okay, so we can see the change here. What the hell is going on now? Let me refresh this. So the entire the entire login is working, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 login. I'm getting this, I can delete, I can log out. Okay, now the sign in is the thing that is not working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not being redirected whatsoever, and I cannot log out. Okay, so I have time to today to what if I dispatch the create user to dispatch the same action in order to, not the same action, but the user, the create user action, and to pass this one here and to set the payload to be empty or to be an empty object. And let's finally delete this. So if that works, we will only need to manage the check-in, no sign in. Okay, someone and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 create account. We're not getting redirected for some reason, and log out, we can log out. Okay, now we can log out. So maybe what I'm thinking is that the action is sign in Firestore. Okay, I'm passing the user, I'm consoling the user, everything is working because I'm able to create an account, and I'm passing that payload, and also I can log out because I'm setting that payload again to be an empty object. Okay, so I think that would be all for now. It's been 1 hour of a freaking fail code review. But I hope you understood some bits of how this is implemented. I will be changing this and I will upload another video. Okay. For now, you won't get the the repo. Okay. And I should be able to get it in a few hours. And maybe tomorrow I will record the fix for the sign in, because let me show you again the error, because it's going to complain if I have the same account, in case you can remember. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Creating account is not redirecting us. Okay, we should be done easily by going to sign in. Yes, I forgot to add the redirection. To add a redirect after this. So do I have with router? No. Let me fix this then. Router. So I need to add one here, and we need to import with router. Let me get, I don't have this here. Let's with router from a React router DOM. But we need to push, we need to push, let me get this one from login, to push to be able to redirect. Okay, so let's create a dummy account, a dummy, or of course all are dummy, all dummy at dummy.com. Let's say dummy account, and we're being redirected. Okay. Okay, this is the code, the actual implementation, the actual. You can see this is just a freaking demo because it's not even finished. I forgot to finish that. So it didn't create account because it's it had less than 6 characters. Okay, so we're fixing all this. I will release this video so you can see most of the implementation, and once I finish the changes, I will record the video, the next one with all the changes, and I will upload the GitHub. Okay, so that's it for now, and see you on the next one.